Hi guys, thank you very much for coming to the Hotel Estrella here in Spain. Tonight we're going to talk about our new 1200cc Speed Twin. That's a very important name from Triumph's past, and also a bike that we've described as having class-leading handling. Well, let's start with the name, Speed Twin. Steve?
There's an argument to say that actually the 39 Speed Twin actually invented modern motorcycling. At a time when most motorcycles were large, heavy, single-cylinder bikes, the Speed Twin was the first mass-production twin-cylinder machine that really reinvented what a motorcycle was in terms of giving people that thrilling, dynamic handling ride and something that people wanted to use for leisure, not just for transportation.
So this is why I heard in the planning phase with the new bike, the ambition to have a modern classic that handles more like Speed Triple.
In a manner of speaking, yes. When we looked around the market for classics and modern classics, we thought actually there was a missing piece of the jigsaw. And for us, that was something that had all of the style and character of a classic, but actually handled and performed as a modern naked roadster would. So that includes the agility, the performance, and the technology that you'd expect out of any modern roadster. So there are three things that really played into the brief. Firstly, we talked to a lot of street twin customers, and those guys love the agility and the confidence-inspiring nature of that bike. But there are a number of those who said, you know, loved the bike, loved riding the bike, I'm now ready for something a little bit more. Secondly, with Thruxton riders, those guys love the performance of that engine and the torque and the character of the engine. But for some of those, they were looking for a slightly more relaxed riding position and something that was more of a roadster. And talking to T120 customers, there are a number of those who absolutely love the classic looks of that bike, but they're looking for something that is a little bit more dynamic, has got a little bit more performance, and is moving the styling more contemporary.
So in terms of the engineering then, Stu?
Okay, well, to have a modern roadster, you want a higher performance engine, you want a more dynamic chassis, you want appropriate ergonomics, you want a high level of technology, and overall you want a fun bike to ride.
Felipe, in terms of the bike setup, I've ridden it and absolutely feels like it's on rails to me. How do you get to that?
Okay, so the first thing that we did was to fit a new ergonomic with wide handlebars. We moved the footrest position about 40 millimeters forward.
Yeah.
We make a new seat, and then we make some change to improve the performance. We change the wheels. We move to cast wheel. That means an important mass reduction, and this has a big effect on dynamic.
Also, not just the wheel weight, it's the other weight we've reduced on the bike. It's a major contribution to the way the bike handles and allowed you to set the bike up to work even better than the Thruxton.
Where did the weight come from, as well as the wheels then?
Well, we started with the engine. We've got mass optimized covers. We've reduced the mass of a number of the covers on the engine, in fact all of the covers, including a magnesium cam cover. We've reduced the mass of the clutch assembly. We've reduced the balance shaft masses as well. So there's a significant mass reduction there. In addition, there's chassis elements as well. As Felipe said, a major contribution is wheels. Going to tubeless cast aluminium wheels helps the agility, but also helps the overall mass and responsiveness of the bike, both chassis responsiveness and obviously engine.
And that makes this bike not only lighter than the Thruxton, but also lighter than the Bonneville T120.
Yeah, I mean, when you ride this bike, you know, the mass reduction is really noticeable. But I think with the way the guys have set the bike up and with the reduction in mass on the wheels, you can really feel how agile it is in turning into a corner.
Also, it's not just about the performance side of it. It just adds confidence for everyone. So, you know, if you're riding quickly, it feels very precise and really nice to ride. But for every rider, it just makes the bike even more intuitive.
Yeah. And what about, Steve, with the decision on suspension and brakes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a significant part of the story. I mean, one of the objectives that we set the guys at the start of the project is that this bike must be class leading in terms of handling. So very early on in the process, we get bikes that we might consider to be competitors, and Felipe and the guys and some of the guys from the UK will come over and ride those back to back, and we'll be looking for, you know, agility, we'll be looking for body control, suspension performance, and we'll be looking for braking performance, and we'll be comparing that against these other bikes just to make sure that, you know, we've got something that really is a bit special.
So Stu, tell us about technology. What role does that play on the Speed Twin?
Right, well we've got ABS and traction control. The traction control is switchable. We've got ride-by-wire throttle. That enables us to have riding modes. There are 3 riding modes. You've got rain, road and sport, and that lets the rider choose an appropriate mode for the road conditions. We've got DRL headlight.
Okay, what about the engine?
To give the bike that kind of modern roadster feel, it was essential that we put an engine in here that was exciting and torquey, but also delivered a decent level of power. So the bike's got the Thruxton engine in it, so it's the high power Bonneville engine, but it has been evolved, so we've taken the opportunity to reduce some weight. That helps with the handling, but it also helps a little with the inertia inside the engine. And then in addition to that, the bike's got unique upswept megaphone exhaust system, and that delivers a fantastic British Bonneville sound.
In summary, Stu, what is the one thing or the main thing that someone's going to look at a Speed Twin and say, I'm having that because, what is it?
For me, it's all about the handling. The effort that's gone into reducing mass and optimizing the geometry around that has made a huge difference, and this bike is really fun to ride.
Thank you very much, guys. See you again soon.